This is HaShulchan Yardeh Siman Lamed Ches Sefim Yudain Techaf. This is Supplemental Day 255 of the HaShulchan Yomi series. Yudain Kosav Rambam. Zal. Kol Maros Elu, all these countenances, Ein Osrim B'hem Machinov Chilusam. Don't forbid them until you inflate the lung, and you rub it with your hand. In the Steinsmar Mutter, if it changes to a permitted countenance, Mutter it's permitted on the main, if it retains the forbidden countenance, also it's forbidden Kanashano. It's evident from this language. The Mara Rea Tmidis, even though he didn't change by inflation and by rubbing to the countenance of a regular lung, so to speak, no counts of lung. Elamara mutter, but it did change to a permitted countenance. Kankin with it's also permitted. Language doesn't sound which because if it changes by inflation to the normal countenance, what it seems to me the more normal countenance of a lung, then share our kanashana. Match the dafka mara reatmidis. It goes back to a normal, regular countenance of a lung. The great argue about this point. The most agree that it's mutter if it changes even to a mutter countenance, not just to a normal, not specifically to a normal one. It's also possible that the Tur also only means, he only meant that it has to go back to a mutter countenance. But that's because of Mareh that which wrote to countenance of a lung. Mishum Sheyesh, Mishum Servash Filu Chaz Mareh also. It's because there's someone else that even goes back actually the countenance of a normal lung. It's also Moshe Kasav HaRosh, as the Rosh wrote Sham. The Tur, or I guess the Rosh rejects that statement. Therefore the Tur wrote this language in order to reject the opinion which disagrees. I think coming up to Maramuta, but it probably really actually means that has to become a permitted countenance. That seems indication of the Rishayim. I feel edema machmas maka, even it came red on account of a wound by doifen in the ribcage to connect the opposite lung. And they inflated it, and they manipulated it. Because then it goes back to being like countenance of a lung. Oh, Maramuta, even to the countenance of any permitted color. It's also kosher. He who says they became red on account of a wound, that nothing is effective. That's not true. That's a shach and the tas. Even a lung which has a crease, but he's sorry and something missing. And there's a wound in the opposite side of the rib cage. And it raises, goes up. When you inflate it, it's kosher. This will give a show. And but if it becomes red, v'gam also is a crease for chisar, and so he's missing umaka b'dovish genegda, or wound, and a wound in the opposite rib cage. After that, it's possible it's a double whammy, and then the inflation is not effective. We have to consider this further. And it's tomorrow's. Yurches, Kfarni's bar, we already explained that Maros HaKsheros said the kosher countenance, I feel kulakach, even the entire lung is like that, or harbig bunny mea Maros HaKsheros, or it's in many different shades of the hues, I guess is the proper term, of the kosher countenances. Lay but it's not a problem. Valzem Gemara says, Hi Ray, the kaimi gildi gidli. A lung which is in layers. Uchme, white, black, chazusa. I forget what that means. It's kosher. Well, I guess it's various different colors. But even shkulan him as long as they all fall in the category of the kosher countenance. Pashu, it's obvious. Even though it mentions black here, it does mean black as ink, which is no good. But gilde klipas kenesik. He says that gilde it's in scales. Like if you have a psoriasis. They wrote Yeshba Klipos, it has scales. Kamonesek, like tsaras, Bishlema, but it's intact, it's Kshera Kanashana. Because tsaras, and that's like leprosy. Yesh Kasha, those who wrote Shakshera below Tikos Kasha, even don't check it. The Prichadish name in Majdam. But Yesh Men Klipa Sircha, in between the different membranes, there is an adhesion, and it's nothing. Tan Klipos La Migufa Rea Have. Because these Oh no, not between membranes. If there's in between the scales. Sorry, between the scales there's a sicha and because these scales are not part of the actual body of the lung. So again, from the Marashdam. But the other day was astonishing. Who how can be lean without checking? But that certainly ab initio, preferable to abdika. And it says in the Chadash writes as well. Those who say that klipa may or ma'akigam di'evet. You have to peel off I guess the extra discoloration, the extra scales, discoloration or whatever it is ma'akiv avigam di'evet. It's just an additional layer, and you have to check that the lung underneath is okay. But you don't have to actually blow it up. Your test. Amaras absulos, those countenance which are apostle, ain apostles, elok shashinu bakrumim, hey me atzmam. It's only if the change is in membranes or automatic from them themselves. But if the change came through a pus, within them, my son. But if you move the pus, then when you move the pus, so the membranes look good, like they're supposed to look. Kamara Rea, like the lung, or I feel Kamara shares, even like the other Maras shares bar. Kosher, it's kosher. Because the primary reason we're concerned about treif is because of ruined membranes. Here they're not ruined. And so too has many countenances which are puzzle. When you remove the pus inside him, all come back to become kosher countenances. That's also okay. Kosher, says the Shach. So the change comes as a result of black hair, which is in the lung, or because of blood which is trapped in the lung. When they move the hair or the congealed blood there, then the membranes look once more like a lung, or at least like a marakosher. Then it is kosher. If you didn't check to remove the pus, at the sea, kosher. Sorry, to see if the membranes went back to a kosher countenance. Gam b'di'evet, also gam b'di'evet. It's also in b'di'evet. Yesher tzim la'akil, but says there was one lean the simcha chadasha. If I mean, they say, oh no, it's not the same. It's the prima godim. They want to say that we're mako. We say that since underneath there's pus, we assume that the change came about as a result of the pus. That's what we're going to Bush Yisrael. Because they said mako perhaps they move at something who's lenient in a case of great loss. No, he does not lose out. It says the Arukh, to me it seems ikar there Rishona. The primary looks like the first being the volume of females I near the head of Cain. Certainly, you can tell with your own naked eye that the change does not come as a result of the membranes. It can be lenient. But if it looks like the changes in the membranes themselves, how can you be lenient just because there's pus without having checked it to see that everything is intact properly? Okay, we'll stop here for No, we have one more chaf, right? Chaf is also today. Let's check that. Yes. Chaf. If the change counts is only one membrane, not a second membrane, the issue is also those who forbid it. Even if only above on the membrane there's a inappropriate countenance, it's like a poison which will continue further. It's no different than a hole, a puncture. Which is okay when it's only one membrane. Only in flesh, you don't need the you don't need. It's funny language here. You don't need the counts going to the meat. You need to have two complete intact membranes. No, the other way around. V'rak labasa ain't tzarich hamar likones. But if it goes into the krumim, the only when it goes to the two krumim, does a change of color make a difference? If it's okay, I'm checking with sorry, it's in two krumim, it makes a difference. You allow it. If not, it's kosher. It's been going crazy. Yeshua tzor godo. Those are matzah tzor godo that. I guess even if it goes to both membranes, it's still kosher. Like this shita here. V'gam zek shakruma shein mar rea. So it's only if this one of the membranes it looks like a lung. Avin gam hu mar mishur, but also looks different. Avshu mar saksheros. Here, even if mar kosher treifa, it's simcha dasha. Shemer shasili poch iser, because I'm going to say I say a bench could turn it into iser keben shekvar nilka, since already it's effective. Okay, so you need at least one lung to be intact, looking like a lung, and not just having a mara kosher. Okay, yeah. Okay, we'll stop here for today.